G'day, what we have today is a simple XP bank or silo, depending on how you want to call it, that'll store XP for you through smelting items. So when you need an item to repair, you simply walk up to the machine, repair your items, and let it do its thing. It's based on how, in recent updates, furnaces can hold XP from items it's smelted, and so you'll have items entering, smelting up, getting stored. This is the fuel input, giving the furnace fuel. These will fill up with items, and once it's ready to repair, you simply come up to the machine, have your item ready to repair, press the button, and it'll do its thing. The interface of this machine is the furnace block here. You'll be doing all your interacting with the machine from this space here. So make sure your starting point is in terms of this furnace, and you've got 7 blocks underneath it and 3 blocks behind it, and there'll be enough space for you. In terms of inputs, I recommend creating a small cactus farm to give you a steady input of items that you can smelt down for XP, and as fuel, a small bamboo farm should be made to provide a steady fuel source for those items you're going to burn. For the experienced players, this simple cross section here will be enough for you. You can go away and build it straight away, otherwise I'll have a tutorial in a minute. Keep in mind that the cauldron is full of water and the dropper is facing away. The credit of this design goes to Mango, Minecraft genius. You'll need the following items to build this machine. Keep in mind that these 5 concrete blocks only represent building blocks, so you may use any solid building block in the construction of this machine. Also, I've only listed 2 hoppers here. Only 2 hoppers are required in the mechanism itself. However, you'll need more hoppers as inputs into the furnace itself. Right, let's get started. To build this, I recommend starting from the bottom, as I'll show you soon, and also using Vanilla Tweaks, a resource pack that will seriously help you when building this. As mentioned before, we'll start at the bottom by placing a block, a repeater set to 2 ticks above that, place a temporary block, and an observer facing into it. Then place an observer facing upwards above that, followed by a block. We'll then place an observer facing downwards next to that block, and an observer facing away from it. We'll then place a sticky piston below that observer, and a standard piston facing upwards next to that observer. Place a few temporary blocks, and place another observer facing downwards. Then place a dropper. Next to that dropper, above the observer, a comparator. Above the top observer, another comparator. Place a block, 2 hoppers above the dropper, another observer facing away from this hopper, and another solid block. We'll then place a sticky piston, a standard piston, and below that standard piston will place a cauldron filled with water. We'll then place the interface of our entire machine, the furnace, and on top of that we'll place a button, and then you have your inputs to that furnace. Finally, we're going to place the final block of the build, an observer facing away from the front, and that's that. The beauty of this design is that it's 1 block thick and tileable, meaning that you can stack as many of these contraptions next to each other as you'd like. If that's the case, you'll likely have a hopper chain running vertically across all your individual machines, enabling you to fill multiple machines up with cactus and fuel at a time. Okay, I've left the farm running for a while now. It's completely full of cactus green, and I've got my diamond sword with 1 durability point remaining, and it should pretty much repair it all the way once we harvest. So let's go. just like that, instantly, pretty much all the way mended. And that will continue to work, and once you've finished, that will, because we've backed up some cactus, it's going to start smelting straight away and get ready for your next occasion of repairing. But once you're done, you simply press the button and it'll fully dispense all that cactus green, and you can dispense it straight into lava or any other method of destroying item. And yeah, that's the whole system. So as I mentioned before, this is it's possible to tile this build, so you can have as many long as you'd like or as you need. If you want a tutorial on basic cactus farms and bamboo farms, there are plenty on YouTube that will do a better job than I can of explaining how it works, so go check those out. Otherwise, if you enjoyed, leave a like. Cheers.